Hey, how's everyone doing there tonight? This is Undead Nightmare 24 back with a video. Hope everyone's doing well and staying safe out there. This is going to be a movie review for a film I just watched. It's going to be a late 80s slasher. I'm going to go with 1989's Night Visitor, so it's going to be my film to review tonight. I just watched this earlier, and it's definitely a slasher with a supernatural twist. It's directed by Rupert Hetzig. He directed Nowhere Land from 1998. I don't know too much on that film, but he also helped produce The Last Dragon and Jaws 3D, which are pretty heavy hitter films there for him. This has an all-star cast in it. Stars Derek Rydell, Alan Garfield, Shannon Tweed, Elliot Gould, Richard Roundtree, and Michael J. Pollard. And I always like Michael J. Pollard, man. He plays such an awkward guy in films. He came out on House of a Thousand Corpses, Scrooge, and Tango and Cash, and the list goes on for that guy. But he always plays this like strange character. Does a real nice job for it. We have Shannon Tweed also, who came out in a lot of '90s erotic thrillers and Detroit Rock City. We have Shaft, Richard Roundtree, and Elliot Gould, who I just watched in Ray Donovan recently, and he has a list of films as well. It just has a great cast in it. This is, like I said, it's a late '80s slasher. Let's get into the plot of this film. It's basically about Billy, our main character, who he's kind of like this clown kid. He likes to mess around. He's always getting in trouble. He's plays a lot of pranks. I cannot speak here, guys, so people hardly believe him. So he's pretty much this teenager that's getting in trouble, like I said, in a clown. And he has a friend also. His best friend's name is Sam Loomis. I don't know if that's homage to Halloween, but I found that hilarious in this film. But anyways, they're getting home from school and they find this neighbor who's just moved in, and she's Lisa, played by Shannon Tweed, and she's pretty much a prostitute, and he wants to prove it to his friend that this lady Lisa next door is flirting with him and pretty much has a guy every night, but he seems to fail on proving it. So he's pretty much intrigued by her, so he stays watching her from his room with the telescope there. And as he's watching her one night, he he she's with a guy and he sees her pretty much get murdered. So he goes over there to see, and as he gets that way, he sees the killer, man. And this guy he's been killing prostitutes at night. He goes to the streets slaying them for some reason, and he goes in this really cool like black morgue car, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, no one believes this guy because he's always a prankster and a jokester, so no one's taking him serious. But he's trying to get to the bottom of this and find out. I can't give too many spoilers on this, but it pretty much reveals this killer pretty quick in the film towards, so you know the killer right away, but it's just the point of proving it, and he knows him really well. So it's his struggle to prove this. None of the cops believe him. Anybody got Richard Roundtree as the captain, and he's just not taking it serious. But well, he is. He's looking for this killer, but he just doesn't believe this kid. And as it goes on, there's more kills going on, and you see his girlfriend, I forgot her name, ends up getting pretty much kidnapped by this. He's like a satanic killer. He devil worships, and he wears this awesome mask here. Um, so yeah, this definitely has a slasher element to it. Some pretty cool kills. I like the atmosphere in this film. It's definitely very '80s out. Soundtrack is awesome as well. Very '80s. I actually want to get this soundtrack. There's not too many flaws in this film. The only flaw it's a small one, but I'd have, is you don't see enough of this mask. You see the killer with it for a few times, but I wish he would have had it on more. That's my little complaint in the film. But overall, the atmosphere is great. I really enjoyed the kills. The twist in this film, it's actually revealed pretty quick, but it still keeps you intrigued in the film. And yeah, it gave me, if I could compare this film, I'd compare it to Fright Night, but without the vampire aspect. This is a straight slasher. Not straight slasher, it has some supernatural elements, but That's one of the films I'd compare it to, is Fright Night. And yeah, I really had a lot of fun with this film. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend it. It's definitely, if you're a fan of 80s slashers, this has all the elements of a cheesy 80s slasher. Soundtrack is 80s, which is a great soundtrack in this film. So overall, I'm going to give this film about a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed this film. So if you haven't seen Night Visitor, I highly recommend watching this film, especially if you're into those over the top cheesy 80 slashers. This has it all, guys. So this is going to be Undead Nightmare 24, back with a review. Please like and subscribe, comment as well. Let me know what you think. If you've seen this film, let me know what you thought about it. And I hope you guys are all doing well out there, man. Staying safe. This is Undead Nightmare 24, back with a video. Keep it horror. Peace.
Women of the night are never safe. Now they are being kidnapped and murdered.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Well, the true believer thinks he's Satan's representative on earth. The devil incarnate. By doing Satan's work, he can assure himself of a chosen place in hell.
The bizarre rituals of a satanic cult demand human sacrifice. A teenager's curiosity plunges him into a terrifying world of ritual murder.
It's all closed up like he's hiding some horrible secret.
Run! And you're going to swear that Willow was driving the black car?
I told you. We couldn't see the driver of the car.
The police don't believe you, Billy Colton.
Listen, Stavro, I'm really glad you're here.
That makes one of us.
Oh, there's Kelly down there!
Elliot Gould, Alan Garfield, Michael J. Pollard, Shannon Tweed, Derek Rydall, and Richard Roundtree in Night Visitor. He's never invited, but that doesn't stop him. Night Visitor.
You're just another victim. You're just another victim, kid. You're just another victim. You're just another victim, kid.